Bronx-born Puerto Rican-based fighter, 6'2", came on the scale at 198.5, took the fight on 5 days' notice. And with his age and record, you may think he came to boxing very late. But he had a well-established amateur career, part of the national team, went to the World Championships twice, and was even part of the scholarship boxing program at Northern Michigan University. He's very much determined, and that motivation stems from the death of his brother in 2004.
My brother was my everything to me. My brother was like my father, my best friend, and he was just everything to me. He's the man who made me a man, and it's just like that boosted me up even more when I buried him. I promised him I was gonna become a world champion, and that's my goal. And like I said, this is my opportunity. In order for me to make it to be a world champion, I gotta go through these things. So I'm definitely ready. I'm anxious. I want to do this. I'm ready for the bell to ring tonight.
Back and forth because he's naturally a left-hander. But I really think that the people that have Azille took this fight because they just think he's going to be too quick for a much more experienced Azille, but a slow Azille, a very predictable Azille. They think that they can maneuver around the ring long enough to win the fight. And they were helped. I think they figure, hey, he's quicker, he can use the ring, and he can avoid Azille for 8 rounds.
Azille in the white with blue trim. He's originally from the West Indies island of Dominica. And you can see the upper body muscularity.
Of course, in his last 4 fights, he has seen plenty of lefties. That's going to serve him tonight every time he sees Palacios make a switch. You know, a lot of fans will say, why would you take Palacios 11-0 and just throw him in after, 5 days notice with a guy who's much more experienced like Azille? Well, part of the reason they figured the style could pull off the upset, and the other reason is Palacios 30 years old. I'm sure his people are figuring we have to make a move. We don't have a lot of time, as though it was a 24-year-old.
It's exactly what he told us when we met with him. It's his mindset that, hey, time to take a chance. You got to go forward at some point, and this is as good a time as any. See if he still feels that way after 8 rounds.
What you saw there was what Palacios would want to do on the inside with the stronger Azille, but not what you would want Azille to do. Palacios tied him up. Azille allowed himself to be tied up.
Now Palacios goes southpaw. Azille gets to the inside again. Doesn't let the hands go that time, though, William Palacio against the ropes.
Palacios much quicker, but not doing a good job to free up that speed. Using the ring, but allowing himself to be trapped on the ropes much too many times in the first 2 rounds. And also not using that jab in a snapping fashion to keep the slower man at bay. He's allowing Azille to walk in with no problems.
Now back to lefty. Azille gets in with that straight right hand. 3 straight left hands from Palacios, but blocked by Azille. Tries to dig to the body.
The job for Azille tonight is to get inside, go to the body, and cut the ring down.
Azille tries to place the left hand that time. End of 2. And now the southpaw, a 15-0 pro, coming up in our main event. Round number 5 starting here in our cruiserweight co-feature, scheduled for 8. Punch track. The numbers: Palacios 67 landed to the head, Azille 36 to the body. Palacio does not like that real estate, but Azille does not make him pay for it. Azille, uppercut, left hand underneath on the inside.
The best you can say for Palacios tonight is that Azille has not stepped up the gas, the point, to really fully take advantage of the behavior of Palacios, moving around the ring, not in wanting to engage, in too many moments. Azille, even though he's won every round on my scorecards, has not really done the extra things that seem to be there to do when he gets close to Palacios. To just grab this fight by the throat. He's allowing Palacios to hang around a little bit. You can see proof of that right here.
Short right hand that time. And one of only 2 punches during that sequence when Palacio was in that corner. Palacio showing a moment of aggression, firing off the uppercut. Now Azille tries to go to the belt line. Palacio walks out the side door.
You are what you are. And Azille is a guy that does not put punches together, even though he has the opportunities in moments here with Palacio stopping against the ropes. That is not the style or the temperament of Azille. He's aggressive, but in a very, very tempered manner.
Let's go.
He'll get inside and throw 1 or 2, but he won't stay there.
Right back to that position. Somewhat patient Louis Azille.
Azille has the look, especially in this fight, of a Terminator, but not the temperament.
Stop, nobody. Don't grab his hand. Let's go.
So Palacios and Azille come to the end of this countdown. Round 6. Francisco Palacios took the fight on short notice. He is in the Puerto Rican flag trunks. Louis Azille yet to separate himself from the 30-year-old underdog. Azille fought for the cruiserweight.
There, an uppercut, a right uppercut, and then a left hook up top. Puts Azille down on the floor for the 3rd time in his last 3 fights.
Let him stick around, and this is what happens. So now Palacios with a golden opportunity.
We mentioned earlier, Azille has been on the floor.
He doesn't look good. The fight is over. Francisco Palacio, who was just kind of sticking around, boxing on the outside.